Hey, what's going on, guys? This is PokeTalk, another episode where I just kind of get a couple people through the community, trying to reach out to different people outside the collecting world, artists and all that. Today we have Zaba, Hunter from ZabaCards. The
Hey, how's it going?
This is the man behind ZabaCards, anyways, and he
hmm
is running quite the operation, doing crazy work in the custom Pokemon card world. So how's it going?
Pretty good. How are you, man?
Oh, pretty good. So yeah, we crossed paths a little more than a year ago, I guess. You were kind of doing some showcases for different YouTubers, and I remember you
hmm
putting together one for Ando Unlisted Leaf,
Yep.
and I was kind of lurking and kind of saw your work and was just getting
hmm
really excited, and you kind of had this opportunity where you were looking for a Shadowless Charizard, and I was like, man, I got this card and I really want his card, so we just kind of did a little
Came
trade.
in so clutch there. I
Yeah.
remember making didn't I give you a base set of Lunumber cards for that?
Yeah, it was pretty much like all the
hmm
La Numbra base set cards you had at the time, and yeah,
That was awesome.
I was kind of going for a whole base set to like frame or something like that, but
hmm
yeah.
I always I try to pick out the Charizard in Ando's videos and be like, okay, where is it? There it is.
Uh-huh.
And it's just gone crazy in value.
I know.
So I'm like, oh crap.
Yeah. Oh, well, it was a good thing, and glad
hmm
to help you out there. And so yeah, just kind of want to ask you a few questions about the hobby and how kind of you started with it, or
Absolutely.
custom card world. Um,
Yeah, I'd be happy to
first,
answer.
first, how about that Psyduck behind you? I saw you posted about that
Yeah.
today. What's that about?
This boy, it just came out of the Pokemon Center. It was like immediately sold out. According to the box, there's 1,800 in the world, and I got like 390, but it
Nice.
was like $280 pre-order only. And yeah, it's incredible. These things are like the highest quality plushes ever.
I know all their stuff is great, and yeah, I saw
hmm
that, and I'm like, man, that's if there's any a giant size plush to get, that's probably the one right there. So
Yep. And like a Pikachu too.
yeah.
Ideally, if I could trade either of these for the 6 foot tall Furret,
Mhm.
absolutely hands down would do it.
Yep. I know they had a
That thing's
Mareep
so cool.
too, but that was a little while ago.
I had the
But
chance to buy it, but it was $500. It's like you could buy a real sheep for
yeah,
$500.
yeah, for sure. So yeah, I know you said you were working on a Christmas card and everything. So you got some always on the move. I see on your Instagram doing some awesome work. But
Trying.
yeah, I was gonna kind of touch base with you, kind of see kind of what really got you into Pokemon. Did you have anything that was sticking out from like your childhood, or kind of take us back to the beginning, kind of how all this started and whatnot?
So it definitely started back on the Game Boy, like getting Pokemon Red and playing through that all. And then right around Gold, it really hit home. Like battling through all of Johto, going to Kanto, and then battling Red at the top, that moment just stuck with me.
Yeah,
And that's really carried me through, even into like Pokemon Stadium. I broke my leg when I was in third grade, like femur, biggest bone in your body. I was out for 6 months.
yeah, that's
And
rough.
the N64 was my best friend for that entire time. So
Yeah.
getting closer to it, and I distinctly remember sitting in front of a CRT TV, hitting play and rewind on the PokeRap, writing down every single Pokemon like pre-internet days, trying to memorize this thing.
Yeah,
Just broken leg kid, went from playing soccer to playing Pokemon, and kind of never looked back.
that's awesome. So did
hmm
you ever collect the cards back then, or were you just like mostly game? Or
Yeah, so I collected from base set all the way to legendary collections. And like I think Skyridge and Legendary Collection, right at that point, I cut off. And then around Roaring Skies, I jumped back in, opened up this like 4 pack collection, pulled an Entei, nothing great, like a holographic card. And I recorded that video, put it on YouTube. The video got like 100,000 views. And I was like, oh, I guess I should keep recording Pokemon openings, and kind of kept going with that. And that led into custom cards. And now here I am.
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people kind of left around that time. It was just kind of a downtrend in Pokemon, and I feel like a lot of the original people were off to high school where it wasn't as cool. But
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, glad we kind of came full circle with that.
I definitely screwed up though. Like just before I got into Roaring Skies and everything, probably about 6 months prior, I sold off my entire childhood collection, like birthday Pikachu's, legendary collection, reverse foil Charizards, everything. And I so regret
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, man, I've had so many things just kind of come and go. Just I don't know, wish you held on to it all, but at the
Hmm.
time, the decisions are for a reason, I guess, and get you where
Right.
you are today.
Exactly.
So, yeah, so you said you got into custom cards a little bit later. What kind of got you thinking about that, or what was your idea behind the custom card world?
So the opening with the Entei that I pulled, Entei, can never figure out what it is.
Yeah.
But I used a fake Ash Greninja card in the thumbnail,
Hmm.
and I kind of contributed that video's success to that full art card because I'd never seen anything like it. I was like, yeah, throw it in there,
Yeah.
make people think I pulled it or something. And then once I had the card and the video did well, I had this video stored in my watch later on YouTube for like 2 years. And I finally clicked it, and it was how to make your own custom Pokemon cards. And
Mm.
it's this like 10-year-old squeaker kid, like just shaky cam footage in grass, spray adhesive on a card, like sticking them together. And it was computer paper. Like it was a terrible video, but it taught me how to make my custom cards.
Yeah.
And then I took that video and made it like full production, put that on YouTube that hit like 500,000. And then that kind of spawned the whole maybe I should keep making custom cards. I seem to be the only one doing this fairly
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. Well, like, yeah, out there in the world, like, there's a lot of people doing it, but I mean, when you look
Mhm.
at your stuff, I mean, it's just, yeah, it's notches above everyone else, I feel like. And then
There's
you got so many artists on board that are just top of the line, and
honestly, that's where it's at. Like, even the people that are making cards at the same level, I'm friends with them all.
yeah,
Like, Pokemon decals, even like Rush for Tacos, I work super closely with him all the time. And a lot of the metal card producers, too. I know quite a few of them personally. So
yeah,
it's nice to connect it all.
yeah. Rush for Tacos, I like his stuff too. But yeah, him and Lanumbra, like Lanumbra's
Hmm.
artwork, that's what really got me into, the customs. Because
Same. Yeah.
yeah, I like the base set and just seeing her artwork on those base set cards. I
Hmm.
always had this idea of like framing, like, I don't know, like a complete PSA graded set or something like that. But
It'd be so cool.
I
Who
mean,
was that? I think Justin Bieber or something got into Pokemon, and I think he did that exact same thing in his hallway.
yeah,
And it was really cool to see. Like, you got to have bank, but
yeah. He was, I remember seeing that, and they were talking about it on the E4 forums. He was missing a couple cards, and it looked
oh,
like he just, I don't know, there wasn't like a rhyme or reason how he had it laid out. But
oh,
but that it
gonna
kind of
like
it looked
trying to
cool
look like
that
a
way.
football player.
Yeah, it kind of looked cool that way because they were kind of randomized. But
Hmm.
yeah, I just wanted like the whole set, 1 to 102, or even the first 150 Pokemon, just all laid out. That would look so cool.
So,
So,
like, not PSA graded, but I've been kind of secretly collecting all the Wizards of the Coast cards, and
hmm
right now I'm up to I think like Gym Challenge or Gym Heroes, whichever one is second. But I've got base Jungle Fossil, second Team Rocket, Gym,
yeah,
all of them in that binder. And God, those things are hard to find nowadays.
yeah, that's awesome. I noticed you were kind of collecting some. That's kind of
Hmm.
what I have behind me. I don't know if you can see that, but I always have a
A little bit.
little stack of binders that I keep close just to look through, and that's actually
Heck yeah.
based through Gym Challenge only, just the first
Mhm.
gen. So that's where it's at for a lot of people.
That's awesome. I'd like to take a deep dive on those sets and see like where artists jumped in and where they jumped out.
Hmm.
Because I noticed like the same three people did at least the base set two era, and it seemed like one guy was doing just all the trainers, and then two others were doing back and forth between all the Pokemon,
Yeah,
like Sugimori and Arita.
yeah, yeah. Seems like they were the big ones back then, and yeah, just mostly spread between those guys for the most part.
Hmm.
But yeah, the gym sets, I feel like that artwork, that's where they seem like they kind of upped a notch and
Yeah.
they started going experimenting, doing different styles and
Hmm. I like the like Wizards of the Coast seem to take it in directions that they've yet to go since, like the dark and the light Pokemon.
yeah,
And I know they're going to make like a base set three next and a legendary collections two. They were just going to kind of keep rehashing base sets. So maybe it's good that Nintendo took over when they did, but I
Yeah.
liked some of the directions they were going with it.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was good for the collector side of the hobby too, because you
Hmm.
got that cutoff, and then it's like that feeling of, well, we can never go back to that now because it's
Yeah.
Wizards of the Coast and legal
Hmm.
issues and all that stuff.
Right.
But yeah, they had a. I know for sure they had those couple sets playing, and it would have been interesting to see. Maybe we would be on Legendary Collection 25 next year or something.
Maybe.
But you always wonder. But
Hmm.
then again, you wonder where would we be without Pokemon stepping in. I know the
True.
I know the Magic world. I kind of follow that, and they're kind of figuring things out. It seems it's kind of
They kind of seem to have like a lost identity. They're
yeah,
going different directions, but they're trying to find something to distinguish themselves, like the Secret Layer arts with Bob Ross and like corgis and pet rocks and stuff. It's
yeah,
cool. I like those cards, but the main set, like, I don't know, they're just trying to find their grounding. And Pokemon seems to have finally passed Magic for the first time in history.
yeah.
So it's weird to see like a Black Lotus is cheaper than a Charizard. What
Hmm.
the heck?
Yeah, and going forward, I mean, especially in the years coming, that might be the case. Pokemon's always growing, but yeah, they are kind of struggling with the identity over there, like you said. And yeah, I used to play Magic pretty heavily and kind of keep up with everything and all the
Yep.
releases, but now it's like I just kind of want to steer away because
Hmm.
I don't know, they're just feeling very greedy in a way. I don't know if it's hard not to feel that way when you're kind of making those
Yeah.
type of products, but
Hmm.
all in all, it's business and whatnot, and they are trying to create a product people like. So
Hmm. I think
yeah,
you just need a roster of like really memorable characters, and League of Legends seems like the closest to a Pokemon in terms of like they've got so many different heroes, and they're all fairly memorable for different reasons. They could maybe make a pretty good card game out of that if they
yeah,
haven't already.
yeah, yeah, that'd be interesting too. So yeah, going back, when you started opening Pokemon cards again, did you ever were you just kind of opening them for just getting back to the nostalgia or kind of the feeling of opening, or were you kind of collecting that new stuff, or when you?
uh,
Oh, go ahead.
for those, it was like when Pokemon Go hit huge. I was kind of always into Pokemon. I just didn't collect the cards for that time in between. And then Pokemon Go hit, and then I saw like Roaring Skies around the same time, and I went, maybe I should get back into this. I've got a little bit of discretionary income. Why not? So I bought like a booster box of them just to go full bore after that 4-pack with the Entei. And it was fun opening it. I don't know, like back in the day, a holo was the best you could get. And now you've got EXs and these full art EXs, and everybody's wanting to Shaman. It's popping up for like $100.
Yeah,
So part of it was, okay, I can buy this, and then it kind of maintains its value, and I can use all the bulk cards from the ones I'm buying to trade in with like Troll and Toad or somebody and get a booster box. Or maybe it was Darius Pokemon. Somebody was doing like 1,000 bulk for a booster box. And that was my mindset. Like, if you want to keep doing YouTube, buy a ton of Pokemon, take the bulk, get booster boxes, video, cycle forever.
yeah,
And then I went to like buy it all myself. But yeah, it was just kind of fun to see the art again and get back into it.
yeah,
It had been way too long, and I always enjoyed it too.
yeah. I love opening packs, and I try to focus on my old school goals more so
Hmm.
than newer product, but it's like the new product now. It's like drawing me in. It's like, oh, I finally given in to modern product
Yep,
because they're just doing a good job with it and all that. And
they really are. Shining Fates looks awesome.
yeah, yeah. And that was yeah. Even when Hidden Fates came out, I was like
Mhm.
hesitant to jump in. Like I love the cards, but I was like, ah, it's modern, and I got all these older goals, and
Mhm.
gonna focus on that. But yeah, now that I'm in it, I'm like, well, I wish I would have just jumped into the modern stuff.
Yep. And they really seem to be like favoring Gen 1 in most of the
Hmm.
sets and slightly getting into Gen 2, but definitely so many Gen 1 Pokemon in every set.
Yeah. Do you think do you think this one's gonna be as big as like Hidden Fates was?
I think probably it'll feel like Hidden Fates number 2 essentially.
Yeah.
And they're really going hard on Charizard. Like every pack there's like Charizard, Charizard, Charizard,
Yeah.
Charizard.
Yeah, playing the
or
Charizard train for sure.
or big old Pikachu. But like, yeah, I think it's probably the right move for the short term. It'd be cool to see like another chase card. Eventually, we got like Gold Stars, and Rayquaza was up there for a bit, and it'd be cool to see them kind of spawn that off from not just Charizard, but
Yeah,
maybe other ones that are high tier.
yeah. Yeah, I wish they would kind of branch out a little bit, or like Dragonite. That's another good one that
Mm-hmm.
it's got a little love, like evolutions and stuff. It had some full arts, but
Yeah,
there's definitely some other ones out there that could benefit from a little hype, I guess.
there's a power vacuum there. Less Charizard, more
Yeah,
Blastoise.
I feel like I feel like as a set, this one, like I feel like there's more Gen 1 Pokemon in Hidden Fates, of course,
Mm-hmm.
but this one's more so for the newer Pokemon. But given the hype has increased, I think it'll be about the same as far as excitement. There's more
Mm-hmm.
excitement there, but the set itself might not be as nostalgic.
Yeah,
But yeah, the hype is increased, so it's gonna be pretty
it's gonna
insane
sell out
still.
fast.
Yeah.
Oof.
Uh, you collect much else on the Pokemon Center, or do you kind
Um,
of keep your eye out just for products you like? Or
I've been buying a lot of clothing from them. Like
yeah,
my wardrobe's just kind of stayed the same. And at some points, my crew is like, "You just kind of look like Steve Jobs. You've always got jeans and a black shirt on. Like, what are you doing?" So I had to change it up. I put on the 2019
there
DC
you go.
hoodie today, and I got like the Umbreon shirts. The Umbreon hoodies are absolutely huge. Like if you ever get a hoodie from Pokemon Center, just expect it to hold you. It's gigantic.
The only thing I bought was like T-shirts, I think, from them as far as clothing, but
Yeah.
that was my special delivery Pikachu purchase actually. Oh,
This
nice.
is my favorite thing they've ever come out with for like holiday stuff. But I had a Legend of Zelda scarf back in the day. I just saw
Uh,
the Pikachu one, and I was like, yeah, this is happening."
yeah, yeah, that looks awesome.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, that special delivery Charizard's coming up soon. I don't know if you saw the news about that, but
Hype.
yeah,
Is it like a card, like a promo card?
it's a promo card. Yeah. So they had the special delivery Pikachu, I think in mid-November.
That
I don't
was
know if
the
you.
Canadian Pokemon Center exclusive, right?
It was celebrating them opening, but you could get it through, the U.S. and Canada, pretty much
Okay.
North America. If you ordered on $20 or more, ordered online, you got the promo card.
I must have
But
missed that, like just around it.
yeah, yeah, I think it was like November
Oops.
9th when it went live. And I
Okay.
remember I remember that because today's December 9th, and
Yeah.
people were thinking, when's this Charizard releasing? And I was thinking today, but I don't know. It could be
That
any
is
day
so
now.
cool. Maybe I should double check that box. It's a little bit big.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a Charizard floating in there.
Yeah, it might. But yeah, that card's gonna be huge. Like with the Pikachu, you only had to order like $20 or more. So like
Mhm.
literally one T-shirt was my $20 order, and
Right?
you got this ornament and you got the special delivery Pikachu,
Mhm.
and people were selling those Pikachu's easily for like $20 before they even got them. So it was kind of this weird thing of, getting the card, selling it, get free product basically.
Pretty much. I
You
got the
could,
ornament, but I never saw the card itself, like in person.
yeah, you could do multiple orders too. So that was kind of another thing. People were just trying to get as many as they could. So,
God.
and now that card is going for above $70. So
What? Okay, yeah, I
that's
gotta
another thing.
keep an eye out for this Charizard.
But the Charizard, I mean, if it's the same $20 order limit, same quantity of card, that card's going over 100 easily.
hmm
Um, I imagine they'll do like a limit per person or like up the dollar limit to like $100 or something like that. But
That'd be kind
still,
of cool.
still gonna be huge though.
Make it like extra exclusive.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh.
So yeah,
Not
uh,
bad, not bad.
kind of thinking about more stuff for the custom card world because that's kind of where I'm more so in a gray area. I'm kind of more on the collecting side of the hobby, but
So
um,
I guess like one thing on that I'd be curious about is we've got CGC, Beckett, and PSA.
uh huh.
I'm really curious if there's ever going to be a point where stuff like this can actually be authenticated. Like these are original base set cards that I sent Lunumbra. and she
Hmm.
extended them, and these are like the only copies of these in the world. So she certificated them as like these are the authentic ones.
Yeah.
But getting this professionally graded, I would love to see that done at some point. Like
Yeah.
not the stuff I do, but painting the original cards. That holds a different quality of
Yeah.
custom to me.
Those are awesome, by the way.
For fun.
And
Yeah.
but yeah, they do. I know they do like their autograph authentications and
Mhm.
all that stuff, but I don't know what that would really fall under. If that would be like, I don't know. They do all kinds of stuff like ticket and stuff, but I'll have to look into that. But
This is something that I've heard people are grading and authenticating. This is a Jason Page metal card.
uh-huh.
Like we actually worked with the guy that sang the theme song, and we had his signature engraved in it. But then he kind of went a step above and like autographed it himself.
Awesome.
So he's like, understand the power that's inside. But this kind of a thing, even though it's custom, it's got a signature. So like
Yeah.
that could be authenticated. But
Yeah, where if they yeah, I could see that where like they just authenticate the actual signature and then like
right,
encase it somehow, then yeah.
hmm
But yeah, I'll have to
kind
look
of
into
hesitant
that.
with that. I was like, don't bug PSA, but I guess it's an autograph. They could authenticate a napkin. Like, what's the difference?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not so much into autograph side of things, but yeah, that's kind of an interesting thing to look at. I might have to check that out.
Hmm.
But yeah, you would think so if they just encase anything, authenticating the autograph. Might
Yeah,
give it a shot.
why not be a custom? I guess.
Yeah.
Be kind of fun.
I know you've been kind of expanding over the last year or so. Are you kind of got the operation kind of down for the most part, where you're running smoothly and you having any influx of orders or issues like that, or have you grown
Uh,
with this big hype of Pokemon?
a little bit, I'd say. At least like year over year for sales, it's from last year to this year, it's grown slightly. That's because last year I had this huge metal card project, and that was
Hmm.
just a whole thing.
Yeah,
But this year, even without those, we've still grown a little bit. And Black Friday was tremendous. Like all the artists posted about it, so we've essentially hit like every country around the world that seems to be collecting Pokemon. That's
yeah,
been kind of cool to see everybody came together. And then I've got a crew of, at least at that point, we had 5 people working with us. So we were able to turn around all the orders in a week, which is just crazy.
that's
And we're
awesome.
fully caught up now. We had a batch even after that. And it felt effortless. They all came over at noon and we had them done by like 3.
Yeah,
That was 70 orders of cards and just stack them all up on the counter over there and ship them out.
that's awesome.
So it's
Yeah.
kind of like it's too easy. I should change it up a little bit or something.
Well, in a way, I mean that's great. I mean, if you guys all work well together and can crank out stuff like that, going
Yeah.
forward, you guys got some room to grow. You guys can really pump out some product. But
So I guess like with that, I try not to get bored. I've got this weird thing where I always have to be moving forward or trying something different, or I just kind of it feels stagnated, and then I'll just shake everything up and do something different.
yeah,
So like we've added the packs and stuff, and that's been kind of fun.
yeah,
And then we
yeah. The
added the
packs are awesome.
lanterns. Those have been like really fun.
Yeah. What's the creative like process on those? Do you have like the frames and then just kind of have the custom glass?
Yeah, so like these ones I worked with PD Pariah, but you can just like take the
Yeah.
glass off, and then I can use our super printer, print directly on it, and stack it back in, throw some rice lights in.
Awesome.
Fun.
Yeah, I saw you had those around Halloween, and those were awesome. Those were,
This one's so fast.
yeah, I know. Um,
I'm considering a Christmas one. I don't know. We've been pretty booked, but and now we're like so close. If I did it, it'd only be US to get them there in time, but still
yeah,
an option.
yeah. Business going smooth and everything. How's like the online reaction to the custom world? I know one thing I see a lot with people, whether it be on like Facebook groups or what, and especially since Pokemon has went insane the last few months, we with Charizard in particular, we've been seeing these proxies and whatnot on
Yeah.
eBay, like actually selling. And
Hmm.
I know like proxies is like a totally different world. Do you see people who don't really understand the artistic side or like the custom burst proxy world, do you feel or do you see any of those people kind of cross over into you guys, like trying to, all these customs are dumb or, whatever they say, who knows? But do you feel like those people kind of cross over, not understanding that line, or what's your
I think
opinion on that?
that's a really good question. It's something I've always tried to put a line in the sand and be like, it needs to be different. So custom cards, I always focus on. It has to be a majority of new art, or it has to be like. Here's a good example. There's a Gardevoir promo card in Japan,
Uh-huh.
and we had an artist down in South America extend it, like not just to the edge of the card, but way beyond.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome.
like this up against a replica Charizard, it's just drastically worlds different.
Hmm.
And I will never print a proxy. We get emails, if not every day, every couple days, like, hey, can you print a Wizards of the Coast where only the picture's foil and everything's exactly the same? And we're like, no.
Yeah, I didn't even
No
think about
ever.
that. Yeah,
No,
I'm
no,
sure you
no.
guys, get a bunch of people like, hey, I'll pay you this if you do this. But
Yeah, and like we could do it. We could print proxies, but
yeah,
I never will because I don't ever want to. And also, not long ago, somebody in Europe sold a proxy Yu-Gi-Oh card for like thousands of dollars, and they went to prison because they said it was real.
mm,
And I've almost gone so far the other direction as to like create my own policing force to take down proxies. But then it's like, at what point are you stretching yourself too thin to no benefit? There's
yeah,
proxies popping up all over the place, and if I could like squish those before Pokemon Company looks at the entire thing and confuses us with them and just shuts everybody down, maybe I could shut down the problematic side and keep the helpful side alive. I've
yeah,
considered taking action, but like, I don't know. If you're going to make a proxy, it should have a white back, it should be smaller or bigger, or like a purple Charizard. It should be something so drastically different that no sane person would think it's real,
yeah,
in my opinion.
yeah. And even like the companies, there are some companies in Magic, since Magic is so playable, like the
Mhm.
player base is majority for the playable side of the hobby. But
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like there's some big companies over there who, they openly will print some proxies, but there's some websites that advertise as like a custom deck
Hmm.
builder website or whatever, and of course you have to change the backs and everything.
Yeah.
But and then they approve what backs they put onto it. So like if it's like kind of close, they won't approve it, which is all right, I guess. But then like, yeah, you're with Magic, you're going to be sleeving that card, probably playing it in a deck. So the idea behind it is still kind of sketchy, but yeah, I remember just
Magic's, I'll keep going, keep going.
I just remember seeing all these Charizards like around the Charizard hype, really in October, November. Like people
Hmm.
literally just like I don't know, all these proxies were just selling for $100. People were literally just putting the picture on like a card stock and like, hey, here's $100 proxy, and it was just really weird to see. But I imagine like a lot of those people kind of cross over into the custom world or try to reach out to
Yeah.
you guys.
Not even like just that. I've seen Illustrator Pikachu's on eBay, and like I was looking to just buy a proxy myself to put it on a Instagram post and rip it in half or something,
Yeah.
just to like spark a conversation. But those proxies are a minimum of 150,
Hmm.
and they're trying to get close to the holographic, but the original foil from the Wizards of the Coast era. I've tracked it down to like two companies that make them, and I can't find the exact foil stock, which
Yeah.
leads me to believe they've either like patented it or it's just dead. Like they don't make it anymore.
Yeah.
That's why we saw Evolutions even be a different strand of it than base set. They just like it's hard to replicate that. But we also have people make proxies of our custom cards now. So like that's a whole different thing. They'll take the images off the website and then print their
Hmm.
own copies locally. So then I had to watermark the entire like 3,000 cards on our website.
Man.
So now we've kind of countered that. We've had people in like New York straight up rip files from Google that have been mirrored before I did the watermarks. It's
Uh-huh.
just it's a headache, but eventually we caught up with it.
Yeah. Man, yeah, I'm sure that'd be so frustrating. I can't
Hmm.
imagine like you trying to do all the stuff you're trying to do and then just having that stuff to deal with.
Like
So,
if it was something I drew or like my work only, all right, whatever. Screw you. Go take it. But when it's like Lou Numbers work and I'm supposed to be, the house for protecting this and somebody steals her work through my stuff, then it's like, okay, now I gotta get involved.
yeah. Yeah, you
But
gotta kind of support your artists and stuff too. And yeah, why can't everyone just, be nice?
right.
But yeah,
One cool
that's
thing would be like
unfortunate.
sometimes people take our work, put it in a self project, and then email me and be like, "What do you think of this?" And sometimes it's like they've taken it digitally and hacked together something where they can play with the custom cards on a program on the computer. I'm like, "This is awesome. Keep going. Tell me more." But like, just kind of get permission. We're pretty cool people. We like to be open with everything. But
Yeah. Do you feel like a
yeah,
lot of people trying to give you ideas or like, hey, can you make this? Hey, can you make that? Or I'm sure you get flooded with those where they're trying to, you know, map out your product schedule for next year already, I'm sure.
we get a lot of requests for like one-off caricatures of like me with a Psyduck in a card.
Mm,
And we've got a few artists that can do that, so it kind of streamlined that process. Rush for Tacos, those mini booster boxes he made for Leonhardt, so many DMs. Like not just to him, but they flooded over to me even. And he sent me a video on Instagram scrolling through the messages for like 30 seconds after that video went live.
dang.
Just hundreds of people wanting these mini booster boxes. So stuff like that, or like new stained glass cards, people are really vocal about what they want for those. And otherwise, I mean, we've hit so many cards and we've got so many different artists that it's pretty easy if somebody comes here, I'll be like, oh, hit up Lunumber or Ellie Ellie or Nefarious to extend a card, or hit up Rush to make you with a Pokemon.
Yeah,
We've got good streamlines for it at least.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, it just seems like I don't know, so much going on in the custom world. I mean, I'm sure Pokemon in general is just kind of growing, and I feel like there's a bigger market to be had, I guess, in general, where it's whether people, of course, are buying more old school cards, buying custom cards. But
Mhm.
yeah, what you guys are doing is just awesome, and feel like it's drawing in a lot of people. Uh, do you have anything set in stone planned that you could share? Or I know you kind of do reveals on your Instagram, which everybody, by the
Um,
way, obviously check the description. I'll have all his stuff down there, and you can check out all this awesome stuff. But
so for sure, we're gonna have like more of the glass cards. People like those a lot.
yeah, those are
Got to keep those things up.
bomb. Is that like the
Like,
Shadow Lugia or
yeah, and
anything like
honestly,
that?
like Shadow Lugia is by far and large the best-selling one we've ever made. Like
Hmm.
for some odd reason, Shadow Lugia.
Huh.
We'd also like to do a series where it's just stupidly overpowered Pokemon. Like, I get a lot of requests where a kid comes in, they're like, "I want this Pokemon. It's got like 6 energies. It does 1,200 damage. It's got like 50,000 HP." I'm just like, stop, 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 stop. No.
Just bring
But
it down a little bit.
we've noticed every time we make a card with like 500 HP and it's got like a balanced effect, people buy it like crazy. So maybe we'll just go Dragon Ball and give everybody blue hair and up the power levels.
Yeah, it's so
I don't know.
weird. That's kind of weird. Like, yeah, I guess
Yeah.
people just like to see the powerful cards. I guess who more so
Yeah.
play the game too.
And then we've got a Power Rangers series coming up pretty soon here where all the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, as well as like a green and white Ranger, Rita Repulsa, and Zed, we're going to team all of them up with Pokemon.
Nice.
So that'll be pretty cool.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
And then probably the biggest final thing is we're taking the artist network we've generated through this work to make our own custom card game. And so far, out of like the 163 base set cards, I've been doing this like all this year.
Hmm.
We're up to like 140 of them being done. So the card game's almost finished. It's playable and it's beautiful.
Dang.
So
So
that's pretty
some
fun.
spicy news there.
Heck yeah.
So,
Nostalgics.
nostalgics. Yeah,
Heck
I remember
yeah.
you talking about this in a video or something, and maybe that was early on, but then,
Mhm.
yeah, it just kind of, I guess you were always
It's
working on it behind the scenes, so.
been quiet for a while, but yeah, like Vim Art, Bo Leahy, and Rush for Tacos, Edwin Sand, like a lot of our top artists are working on it, which is really exciting.
Yeah, awesome. Well, just a couple random questions that I had just for finishing it up here.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so, if there was one thing you could know about Pokemon, whether that be like the printing process or quantity of materials or anything like that, and it was be kind of interesting asking you this. Like, if there was
Mhm.
one thing or one statistic, fact, whatever from Pokemon Company that you could just ask them and they could tell you, like, what would that be? I kind of thought about this when you're talking about the holo printing, like those two companies. Like, it's like, yeah, would you ask Pokemon, like, hey, what'd you do to like lock this down or something like that? Like, what would you
Mhm.
want to know if you could ask them anything?
Like first and foremost, completely anonymously, I would love to know how to get a license to work with them and make these like a special pack.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I could work with Pokemon and make a base set of just extended arts, that'd be awesome.
That'd be sick, yeah.
Like I'm
Just
not going to ask them
freshly
directly
icing
now because
product.
I don't know where I'm at with them. It seems like I'm in a gray zone where I keep making new fans and they're okay with me, but if I ever piss them off, I'm screwed.
Yep.
So I'm like, I'm in a weird zone with that. But as far as production process, I've stripped down gold cards with acetone. I've stripped down full arts, GXs, V cards. I kind of know how they layer it, but the biggest question is how they get these like micro textures. And I can kind of do it with my printer, but the like glitter pattern, that's such a tricky thing to do. And I've got ideas. It costs a lot of money to do, which is probably how they do it. But I'd like to just walk into a facility once and see them actually put a card from paper stock to Charizard.
Yeah.
See it done. It'd be cool to tour it.
You'd probably have 50 guys following you around and probably
Right.
handcuffed and whatnot.
I heard there's some YouTubers that might get a tour of the production facility, but I cannot find a single video online.
Hmm. Yeah, that would, I mean, that'd be so weird if that happened. That'd be crazy.
It'd be so cool.
But yeah, that'd be insane. Say maybe
Hmm.
Leonhardt will be walking through the factory one day or something like
Yeah.
that. It seems like he's been kind of working with Pokemon a little bit more and more here, so that's always good
Great.
for the hobby and everybody. So
It's good to see the YouTubers like they're really getting closer to the company and the company's reaching out to them more.
yeah,
So it's nice to see them work with fans.
yeah, kind of branching out. They're just
Yeah.
like so secretive with stuff, which is understandable. But
Mhm.
and then that WotC stuff, it's just kind of lost info. Like, will we ever know about that? Probably not. Like print runs and
Yeah.
but yeah, that would change the game for sure. A
I
lot of,
heard Legendary Collection 2 was finished before they took over. So like somewhere those cards are done.
hmm
That's pretty cool.
and knowing Wizards of the Coast, a lot of those guys they kept stuff. Like
Hmm.
there's plenty of videos, plenty of E4 guys who have gotten stuff from employees that have just been sitting around.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know TCA Gaming, Rusty.
Yep.
He's gotten quite a bit of stuff from some contacts through Wizards of the Coast and like one-off stuff that like you heard about, and then people would say, "Oh, that's not real," and
Yeah.
then sooner or
Like the
later
Arcanine
it
with
shows up.
Magic the Gathering back or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Or like he had one lady telling him, the story about forgot what it was. It was like Cosmos Hollow base set or something like that. Because the
Oh yeah.
Hollow's different, but
Hmm.
it was like
I
this
think it was
weird
like the
tale.
test sheet.
Yeah, it was like this weird tale. Like, oh yeah, whatever. It's probably out there somewhere. It's fake if it
Yeah.
is. But then one popped up, like a sheet of them or something.
I saw CGC actually just created one of those. It's got like a funky text on it. It might be one of their newest posts on Instagram, but
Hmm.
the only time I've seen them is an uncut sheet. So somebody cut it down, sent it in to get encased, and then they actually like graded it. It
Hmm. Yeah,
was pretty cool looking.
there's a whole bunch of one-off stuff. So yeah, if those legendary collection cards were printed, I mean, I'm sure they're in a box somewhere. But
Right.
if they weren't released, you figure, they'd be in a higher up, someone who is higher position then. But I mean, yeah, there's all kinds of weird stuff like that.
Yeah. And like not even official, but PokeRev recently had a booster box. I think it was like Japanese Neo Genesis, and the whole thing was fake. But
I
it
saw that
looked
video.
so
Yeah.
real. Yeah. And like just looking at it myself, I could kind of tell what happened, but I don't know. Like they had a machine that's far beyond anything I've seen making customs. I could not tell how they possibly could have done that.
Yeah, and I think he even mentioned in his video like the train of people he bought it from, or
Hmm.
the way the packs were or something. Like he could tell it was made like a long time ago too.
Yeah.
But so that
It almost
was
looks like they took the original blanks and then printed on top of them because it still had the carbon layer on the inside.
yeah.
So crazy.
So yeah, that could have been, yeah, who knows what with that box, but yeah, there's some
Hmm.
crazy stuff out there.
Absolutely.
As far as your favorite set or favorite card, where are you at on that?
Man, I actually think I did a series on this too. I really like the Christopher Rush Mewtwo.
You too,
They
yep.
reprinted it in Legendary Collection, but it's a promo. And Christopher Rush is the guy that drew the Black Lotus, and that was the only Pokemon card he ever made. And
Hmm.
like he's dead now, but there's a signed copy of a Christopher Rush Pokemon card out there, and that's
Yeah,
just really cool.
yeah. I remember seeing one of those on eBay, and I was like really looking heavily into that. Not too long ago actually, but it was kind of before this year's rush. But I mean, it was still going insane. Obviously, that was like the card to have.
And then, like, besides that, there's two Umbreons from Mitsuhiro Arita. One is in, I want to say, like, late Wizards of the Coast sets. And the other one's a Japanese McDonald's promo. And like, it's just Umbreon on two different roofs with a city behind him. But they're just absolutely gorgeous. We've got them both extended, and they're my
Yeah,
favorite Umbreon
that's
arts.
like the daytime and nighttime Umbreon, right?
Yeah,
And then like
they're
the
so
daytime,
pretty.
he's like yawning or something.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was
So
awesome.
those ones in particular, there's a signed copy of one of those for like 500 on eBay, and I keep looking at it like, mm.
Do I pull the trigger or not?
Do I buy this? Like, it'd just be cool to have a Rita signed card. Oh,
Yeah, that'd be so cool. Well, I mean, that's really kind of all I wanted to touch on. Just kind of quick little chat and see how
yeah.
things were going. The thing that was, yeah, the thing that was eating at me more was like kind of the reaction to people, like I said, from the proxy world kind of coming
Hmm.
over because I was never one to really like much customs and then obviously not proxies, but I'm also
Yeah.
one who like sees that line and like
Hmm.
fully supports the custom world and all that. And
Yay.
so yeah, that's what kind of what I was interested most because I see a lot of these new guys coming in who are they're either confused about proxies or new stuff or they're trying to figure out their position on like customs, proxies, all that stuff.
Hmm.
I
Anytime I get close to an official card, I'm always super leery. Like, I'll even fully decline projects if it's too close to something that's legit been printed. So,
yeah,
proxies, no go for me by the original ones.
yeah. So
Alexa just turned it off.
oh,
Alexa, off, it's on.
it's all right. Well, there
There
you
we
go.
go.
There you go. But yeah, it's been interesting to see all these new people come in, and yeah, I've been like, kind of always supporting the custom world, but I don't ever remember being like on that gray area that a lot of these newer people are. It's like
Yeah.
this is obviously proxy, that's not good. These are obviously customs, and you guys obviously define that line pretty well.
Hmm.
And yeah, you got some pretty crazy awesome stuff out there. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, thanks for joining me. It was a pleasure talking to you and everyone watching or anyone from the forum who checks us out. If you want to check out all this cool stuff and much, much more, check out the description and we will have it down there. So
Awesome. And yeah, like, biggest thing for me is if you like any of the artists on a card, bottom left of the card, follow that person on Instagram. They're amazing.
yep, yep. All right. Well, yeah, thanks again, and I'm sure we'll see you around.
Sounds perfect. Thank you, man.
All right, thanks, guys. Peace.
Peace.